Hi everybody, this is Property with Leonard and welcome to another episode. Now on this channel we discuss property, finance and investments. Now please note that none of my videos constitutes as financial advice, but if you're looking for financial advice, please speak to an accredited and registered financial advisor. Now in this episode I will talk about the essential checks that first-time buyers should conduct, and in addition I will share with you three insurance considerations that should not be overlooked by you as a first-time buyer or any other buyer for that matter. Often you get so excited about the house you completely lose focus, but that's why I'm here, and that is to help you to make a rational and informed decision based on facts and not merely emotions that can easily, emotions can easily clutter your judgment, especially when it comes to buying a property. You get so excited. Often it's the first property that you've ever bought, and it's quite a big step. And yeah, so that's why I'm here, to remove the emotion and to give you the facts. Now South Africa's property market, as you might or might not know, is being driven by an influx of first-time buyers. And that's mainly because of the historically low interest rates that makes it much more affordable for people like you to buy than rent. Now, homeowners insurance is mandatory to qualify for a bond as it covers the financial institution's investment. One of the factors determining the monthly premium is actually the quite obvious one, and that is the replacement value of the property. And most financial institutions, they will offer the coverage. However, it is advisable that you, as with anything else, that you commit yourself to shop around and make sure that you get the best value for your money, the offer that suits you best. It is important to note that homeowners insurance, otherwise known as building insurance, does not cover the contents of the home, and therefore you will need to also apply for home contents insurance should you wish to insure your personal possessions, which is highly recommended. And what do I mean by content? Well, everything that inside the house that can be taken with you the day that you permanently move is known as your contents. I would always normally jokingly explain this to some clients and say, if you take a house and you turn it upside down, whatever falls out is contents, whatever stays is fixtures. Now, obviously that's not 100% correct, but you understand what I'm saying. Just to explain that fixtures could be anything. Any build structure like the main dwelling, the garage, the walls and fences, and fixtures like an air conditioner, a pool pump, intercom system, what else is there? A geyser, obviously. Those things will be covered under the building insurance. Now most insurance companies, they will offer you a reduced insurance premium if you combine your car insurance, your home content and the overall building insurance. If you combine all of that, you can always negotiate for a lower monthly premium. And when you shop around for insurance, you should really keep that in mind. Now once you've found your dream home, then there are some strongly advisable checks you should consider conducting prior to putting in an offer to purchase. You can always put in a clause that the offer to purchase is subject to the stipulated repairs. And remember, your insurer is only responsible, obviously, for damages occurring from the date of registration of your new home at the deeds office from that date onward. Not for any prior problems, which is obvious. This means you need to have any damages fixed by the seller as a condition of your offer. And you just make sure that it is in writing. Otherwise, these could become a big issue down the line. You can't move in today and tomorrow claim from your insurer. If the house registers today at the deeds office, tomorrow in the first week you phone the insurance company, say the geyser is not working, there's damages in the geyser. They're not going to fix it. You bought the house like that. Those are small little things. If it was not agreed upon in advance, you will have the shorter end of the stick in that scenario. So conduct a home inspection prior to putting in the offer to purchase. Then put in a clause that the offer to purchase is subject to stipulated repairs. So what essential checks should a first-time buyer conduct? You need to know your property is structurally sound. It is safe, it is damage-free and up to code. And remember, you are fully entitled to include a home inspection clause in your contract, which makes your offer conditional on a home inspection being conducted and the property, of course, being found to be in a satisfactory state. However, it's worth noting that including this clause can sometimes make the offer less desirable for a seller, especially one who knows that there are things that needs fixing, or if there are other potential buyers who, despite the issues whatsoever, they might be willing to put in an offer. Perhaps there can be various reasons. Perhaps the price is right. Also depending on which type of market we're in, if it's a buyer's or a seller's market. And if you want to know the difference between the two, I have discussed this in previous videos. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. You can just click on the pop-up banner. It will take you to those episodes where I explain the difference between a buyer's and a seller's market. And it's good for you to know, because that will also help you to make informed decisions. Here are 5 areas of the home to potentially focus on. In my opinion, firstly, check the geyser. Have the geyser inspected by a registered plumber in order to establish just the general condition and the adherence to regulatory requirements. The general replacement cost of a standard size geyser, it amounts to approximately, I think, almost 10,000 Rand. I'm not a plumber myself, but when bursting or leaking, it has the potential to wreck a room. So you need to be sure, not only the room, the house, the ceilings, all of those things. So you need to be sure that it is in tip-top condition and that you are happy with the condition thereof, because it can cost you a lot of money down the line. So weigh up the amount somebody will charge you to check the geyser versus how much potentially it can cost you if it bursts or it doesn't last long after registration. And secondly, check the roof. Are the tiles cracked? Have the roof inspected by a registered builder to determine the general condition of the roof, which is very important. A roof is very expensive as well, because the state of the roof and the gutters can indicate a lot about the general maintenance of the home as a whole. And number 3 is check the ceiling. Most ceilings have secrets. What do I mean by that? Look especially hard for mold or maybe fresh paint jobs to hide said mold or damp. And number 4 is check the garden. Now, if this garden is lush and green, although it looks good, be careful. Ask yourself, how much will you need to spend to maintain it? Is it drought friendly? Given certain parts, specifically in South Africa, we have ongoing water issues. So you need to be cognizant of the fact that maintaining a beautiful garden can cost you a lot of money. And number 5, check for electrical faults. Now, electrical faults will be identified with the issuing of an electrical compliance certificate, which is the responsibility of the seller. Now, any repairs or shortcomings identified in this investigation while doing the report would also be the responsibility of the seller. And also, I want to share with you the following 3 insurance considerations that should not be overlooked by you as a first-time home buyer or any other buyer for that matter. The first one is, make sure you get homeowners insurance. This covers the building, and home contents insurance, which covers the contents within your home, a few days prior to moving in. I've heard horror stories. So make sure you get this a few days prior to moving in. Your first 7 days. And unfortunately, I know not all of my viewers are from South Africa, and I'm not trying to badmouth my own beautiful country, which we love. We have no desire to live anywhere else on this planet but here in South Africa. But the reality is, your first 7 days in a new home are when you are most vulnerable, because you are usually still figuring out security and all your things are in boxes. So make sure your insurance is already in place. You can always request to have certain security features, which is also very important. Certain security features you can always request to have them installed before moving in, which is also highly recommended, especially those that are essential to meet your insurer's stipulated conditions like burglar bars and an alarm, etc. And the second point is, make sure that your home contents insurance is adequate and the equivalent to the new current replacement value of all the items. And importantly, equivalent to the new replacement value of all the items. You might have a simple example. To give you a simple example, you might have a fridge, beautiful fridge that you've bought, double door, big. You bought it a couple of years ago. It cost in our South African rand maybe 15,000 rand. The same fridge today, a couple of years later, will cost you almost double that. So keep that in mind and apply that principle to all other items in your home. And number 3 is, remember, you have a duty to care as the policyholder. Should a theft occur, you need to do everything you can to limit the damage. So ensure your front door is fixed and secure if it was damaged through forced entry, for example. And additionally, report any items stolen to the police or your insurer. With the approval of your insurer, you do have a prescribed time to do a proper inventory of everything that was stolen or taken. And I know when moving into a new home, you are excited. I mean, it is a huge event and nobody wants to take that moment away from you. But it's important for you to find a balance between being overly excited and overlooking some basic stuff. And I sincerely hope that this video was of help to you, and if it was, please remember to subscribe to my channel, to like the video, to share it, and leave me a comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much everybody for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Stay blessed.